back to season 4 of Community Storytelling. I can't believe we're in season 4. Linda Lee Lester, we love you. Thank you for your continued support of us. And we're in Pebble Beach with former Monte Sereno residents, and they have stories to tell, and they've been married, and they have this wonderful, loving relationship, and they now live in Pebble Beach. And thank you for having us in your home today. We've got Joel and Dena Gambord. It's an honor. You're such a developer. I knew your name before I even came here. You have quite the resume behind you. And not only do you have a love story I want you to share, your philanthropy is just amazing, especially in this day and age. And I know you're both so involved in it. But how many years have you been married? What do we think?
I'll let you do the math. We got married in 1982.
36? And is it okay if I share your age? Is that okay?
Sure.
Can I say how old? Just because you are, I've never met a 90 and a 91-year-old person as young and lively and as beautiful as the two of you. I would never know your age. I would
She's
never.
looking at me, not you.
I would never know your age. But you've been together for like 46 years.
Yeah.
And blended two families. So tell me about the blending and tell me where you met.
Well, we met when I was 16.
Are you serious?
Yes, and she was 18.
Okay, so this was before the spouses, the other spouses.
This
Where'd you meet?
I met, well, let me tell her this. This is important. I was at San Jose High School, and I met this wonderful young woman who moved here from Los Angeles, and it happened to be Joel's cousin.
Ah.
So because she and I were friends, and I spent a lot of time at her house, and she spent a little time at my house, and back and forth. So Joel and I did know each other from that time on. And he was very young, and I was a little older.
And did you have a little crush on each other?
I was lusting after her, but she wouldn't give me the time of
Well,
day.
because I was the older woman.
Yeah, by a year. But you know, in those days, it was like,
Actually, it's 2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah.
Got
She
it.
was a bright redhead, well developed.
That's how a gentleman would say it. Busty.
And we didn't get together again for a long time. I had an office in Los Gatos.
Uh-huh.
Next door to me was a hot dog place. And
Really? I don't know that hot dog place in Los Gatos.
It's been gone a long time.
Going
I
back
think.
in time, yeah.
And she came there to get a hot dog, and she saw my name on the door next door, which where I had my office.
So you were already a developer at that point?
Yeah, and she
Yes.
called me up, and I said, "Oh, why don't you come on up and say hello?"
He was divorced, and I had been divorced.
All right.
So we had a
years
good
ago.
time that night.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And
so
the
we
rest is
started
history.
dating.
Wonderful. And then you got married, and you had already owned the Steinbeck home.
Yes.
And then you moved in, and you think, I don't know if I want to live in this home.
Well, we changed a few things.
Yes, yes.
A few things inside. but that
Yes.
was it.
The kitchen, probably.
Yeah. But I didn't move into his house with him until 1974.
Where'd you get married?
We got married at our house in Monte Sereno.
Oh, my
At the
goodness.
Steinbeck House.
Oh, another
On the-
reason it's
on
so
the deck.
historical. How about that? And you left.
It was very hard to leave.
Was it? Why did you leave Monte Sereno? Oh, blame the
Must have
missus.
blamed it
Always
on to
blame
me.
the missus. So why
Well,
did you want to leave Monte Sereno?
We had a second home in Carmel for a number of years, and we kept coming down here, and part of the entertainment for the weekend was to go out and look at real estate. And one day a broker friend said, I got to show you this house. So they drove in here and took us in, and
Did the 17-mile drive in Pebble Beach.
yeah. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble.
Ah. You knew this is where Dena wanted to make her home now.
Yeah.
Well, we had joined Monterey Peninsula Country Club,
Okay.
and I was commuting, and we had a little house on San Antonio Street, where I would come down on a Thursday night for golf on Friday.
Yeah, Monte Sereno does not have a golf course.
No, well, no, but there's La Rinconada.
That's
in
true,
Los
right
Gatos.
nearby. You're right.
Yeah, so I played there for many years. But then we were invited to join this club, and I think we were in Italy when we got a phone call saying, okay, we're going to sponsor you and you're going to join this country club, but send the money. So we did that, and by that time, I think we were on our third house in Carmel. We had 2 other homes before the little house on San Antonio. So I got tired of commuting, and I originally came to this community of Carmel when I was 6 years old. So I had lived here in the Carmel Valley and loved the area. My parents loved it here too. So I said, let's do this, let's look around. So this woman, broker, who happens to be a prior friend with Joel, her name was Wendy Lazar, and she brought us to this house. Actually, originally, we were going to go look at a different house, and we got there, and the woman says, I haven't had time to clean the house, so I don't want to show it today. So we came here instead. She said, I just want you to look at this house. I think you might like it. Well, we walked in, and we saw the spaciousness of it, and the room sizes, and then the vision started coming in my head.
And bye-bye, Monte Sereno.
Right. Well, this house was a very contemporary house when we bought it, built by a famous architect here in this area. And we said, that's okay, but it's outdated. It's not what we want.
Not a Gambord house.
No. I had been traveling back and forth to Italy quite a bit and speak the language quite well. And I don't know, I said, this would make a beautiful Mediterranean home. Not Spanish, but Italian. So that's what our ideas started at. We hired an architect here, started working on the plans, and then we found a designer from San Francisco who worked here for the Pebble Beach company, and he redid all the rooms and all the decor there, and also Spanish Bay. And we hired him. So I would go back and forth to San Francisco with him, and we'd go to the Mart. And I had already had my sales license, so you know, that worked out quite well. But this is what we ended up with.
And it's beautiful.
We bought a sailboat. We fell in love with sailing once we were traveling around the United States, and we went to not Fort Lauderdale, but what's the name of that harbor in Georgia? Whatever it was. Anyway, we went out on a big, not a catamaran, but a big schooner. It was a 120-foot schooner, just for a fun ride, and we enjoyed it. So the next thing you know, we're taking a trip around the United States.
Oh.
We were gone for over a month, maybe a month and a half, circled the United States. And we were in Vancouver, BC, and there again, sailboats.
Yes.
I met some people there that we became friends with. They sold a boat to us. And Joel and I took sailing lessons, and he took navigation lessons, and we took the boat to Hawaii.
Really?
About 6 months later.
You sailed it from from either BC or California to Hawaii?
From California.
Yeah,
We were
with another
in
couple,
Berkeley.
4 of us,
Were you ever frightened?
every
Yes.
day.
I bet.
Every day.
We'd sit in the cockpit and we'd say, what are we doing
we
out
see
here?
nothing but water.
What are we doing out
Oh
here?
my gosh. How long did it take you to get there?
It took us 13 days to get there and 21 days to come home. And we had hired 2 people, a retired Navy man and his wife, to go with us. on
Oh,
that trip.
wow. Wow.
And I cooked every meal all the way over. She said she's going to help, but she didn't know how to cook. So when we came home, we hired 3 young men to come back to California. They wanted a free trip home, and they had all had some sailing experience, some Transpac.
Yeah.
In fact, for 2 of them. And the other one was some kid from New York who'd never seen a sailboat before.
But he said, I'll do anything you say.
Yes,
I'll do
yes.
anything you want me to do.
And did he?
He did. He
Carry
was,
that
he
out?
was the best of the 3.
Okay, got it.
So 21 days it took us to come
Wow.
home from there.
Wow. Now, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
And you have?
I had 4.
And how many grandchildren, great grandchildren do we have total?
I don't know total, but I've got. I had 3 children, and only 2 of them
Yeah,
had
oh,
children.
okay.
Only one of them had children.
And do the two families get together?
Once in a while
Yeah?
for holidays, yeah. But
How nice.
We used to do it a lot more than
Yeah?
we do now. They're busy lives.
Of course.
My youngest daughter is a mother of 2, and she's now a great-grandmother
Oh,
of
wow.
a darling
Wow.
little boy.
Wow.
And Joel has 1 daughter that had children and 1 son that had a child.
So
And-
I have 4 great-grandkids.
Lucky for you. Lucky
Yeah.
for you. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. Tell me about your giving. At what point in your life did you say, I have a lot, I want to share, and I want to give? Because you have given so much over the years. So what got you over to that side, the philanthropy side?
I don't know. I guess you get to the point where you say, like you say, I've been fortunate. We've got a lot.
Hardworking. You've been fortunate, but hardworking got you that fortunate. Yeah.
Well, you got to be lucky too. You have to be in the right place at the right time.
Okay. Very
And,
modest, but yes.
I just felt we had more than we would ever use up, and we've made arrangements to take care of our kids. And there was still some left over. But I went to philanthropy as a babe in the woods. I
Yes.
had no idea.
Did you get eaten up at the beginning a little bit?
Well, I got conned at the
Beaten up a
beginning.
little. Not eaten up, but beaten up a
Beaten
little.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't that such an odd thing? You know, you're giving, you don't think you would get beaten up.
Well, I guess I never understood the university environment, their thinking and how they do things. I mean, it was so foreign to me. And they promised, oh, well, yeah, we'll do this and we'll do that and we'll do that and that. And yeah, no problem. Well, there was a lot of problems.
Well, I think you've changed the lives of a lot of young people.
Well, I hope so. But
That was the purpose of doing it.
So, you have scholarships. Tell me a little bit about your philanthropy. Do a little bragging here.
Well, when I found out that the university blew a lot of smoke at me, and they weren't going to do what they said they were going to do, and they had excuses why they couldn't do this and that and the other thing. And so we just backed away from the business point of view and went to nursing.
And how did you pick nursing?
Well, I sort of picked nursing because we need that in this community. I mean, there are a lot of people our age and older, and there's a lot of people living here that can't afford a lot, for education. And so that's why we decided to do that here.
Well, since day one of the pandemic, nurses have been all of our heroes.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, it fit our definition of cause and effect philanthropy.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you would give a scholarship. So tell me how your scholarship program worked.
Well, first of all, if we had to define where we would try to focus on, and we went to a meeting of a bunch of student nurses at CSUMB, and we said, "Where's the best place? Where's the need at?
Yeah.
Is it before you get your RN or after you get your RN?" And because the CSUMB had this program up from RN to a BSN, they said that's where the need is the most. And that's fit for me too, because if they have an RN, that indicates to me they've made some commitment to their profession.
They most certainly did.
And so if we help with the scholarship from the RN to the BSN, cause and effect, we can see it happen. They go and they end up with a piece of paper and they get a job. That to me is what.
And would you meet some of your scholarship people?
Yes.
Yeah?
Well,
Yes,
we get
we do.
letters.
Good
They
feeling,
send,
huh?
Yes.
They send letters.
I
and-
bet. Tell me a couple things they would say in their thank yous to you.
Well,
Oh, we have stacks and stacks
Stacks.
of thank you cards.
yeah.
But going to the meeting with them was wonderful because they're male and female, not just women doing this.
This is true.
And I would say maybe 40, 50% of them are married with families,
Right.
children. They can't afford to quit now and go to school.
Right.
But they
So,
want to
yeah.
improve
They
their.
have the freedom to do that and the money behind them. Then they can go and continue their education, which is extremely important
Yes.
to many of them, to most of them.
Yes. I would think when you put your head down on the pillow at night, you can go to bed with a smile. You have done so much. You are such good people. What do you got
This is the
there?
other thing we support.
This is
What is that? Let's turn that around. The Joel and Dena Gambord family pack. So what is it? So tell me about this.
well, my son has multiple sclerosis,
Oh,
and
so a challenge in itself. Oh my goodness.
I'll talk. You,
Oh my
you sit
goodness.
there.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, Richard was looking for therapy dogs, and he had several. And we heard about the search and rescue. They're down in Ventura, by Ventura.
Oh my goodness.
You know.
You're going to get me crying now. Stop it. I'm on the verge. Oh, but that is who you are.
well, Richard had gone up to a service dog organization in Santa Rosa. He came back and he says, Dad, they're telling me it's a 3 to 5 year wait to get a dog. I said, let's do something about that.
So you made a promise, you made a pledge, and as only Joel Gambord can do, 3 to 5 years became.
Well, we tried to get something to develop this campus. And I even had 27 acres tied up in the city marina for $1 a year for 70 years to do this. We had plans drawn, we had
Meeting after meeting after meeting with the city and the council.
yeah, and this was back in 07, 08, when the crash came. And the city said, I went to the city, I said, we can't raise the money to do this right now. We need about a four-year extension on our commitment to perform and to build. And they said, we'll give you 4 months. And because there was, politically, it was not popular that this happened. And so we said, well, we can't do it. So we had to tear up the deal and went away. But in the process, we met Wilma, and she was looking for a place to start her organization. And she
With
was,
service dogs as well?
yeah, well, she was going to do search and rescue, and we were going to do service dogs. You know, it all goes together.
Yes.
And anyway, when my deal fell apart, she luckily got, somebody gave her 120 acres of land down by Ojai,
Yeah,
California,
yeah.
and that's where her campus is now. And
Wow.
it's full blown. She is a successful operator, and they're sending search and rescue teams all over the world when there's a disaster. So
Before she had this, she went to the Oklahoma City bombing. You know how long ago
Oh,
that
yes.
was?
Yeah.
And she had a very small crew of
Yeah.
dogs that she had been training.
she's such an interesting woman. You'd love to interview her. She's about 5 feet tall. She's an ex-school teacher, and she flies her own airplane.
Wow.
Or she did. She's retired from
Well,
that.
she
now.
had the insurance company pulled her.
So you've kind of left your mark every place. What's left? Anything?
I don't know.
Anything? Anything that you say, we got to do this. This is our next
We're
project.
just trying to get by day.
Well,
That's-
you now have become quite the photographer with your drone,
Yeah, I'm having fun about that.
and you have pictures all over town, from what
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, Monday I have an appointment with the curator of Chomp. I've got some pictures there, and I want to show her some of my newer
I mean,
stuff.
how do you go from developing, apartment houses, duplexes, homes, to becoming this fabulous drone photographer?
Well, what he didn't tell you, he's backing up to Monte Sereno, the little guest house on the Steinbeck property, he had his dark room there.
Ah.
He was developing by hand everything and doing all his own printing because he took lessons from Ansil Adams. He came down here to Monterey and had private lessons with him.
Ansil Adams, I mean, geez, you have lived the life, and you're still living it. I mean, it's just amazing the people you have come in contact with, the people you have touched, and the enjoyment both of you get out of life. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Is there any place that you still want to see? You've done so
I'll
much
tell you a
traveling.
story.
Oh, got another story
I
coming.
don't think so.
I missed
We've
a
been all
story
over the
here.
world.
That picture I showed you of the bay,
Of the bay, yes.
it is so detailed.
Joel took
I
a
said-
picture. We'll get it up. You know what? We're going to share that picture.
I said, this is going to be big. I want to print it 10 feet wide.
Like that big. That's
Yeah,
big.
that size, like over
It's
there.
describe the picture
Well, it's a picture of Carmel Bay from
from
end to
from
end.
your house, right?
Yeah, yes, from a drone that was up about 125 feet and taking pictures.
And
But
that's
I
not-
said to the
that's not
curator about this picture, she says 10 feet wide. I said, I told her a story. I said, well, I remember taking a workshop from Ansil Adams, so we were out at Point Lobos, and we were resting, and he gets up and he says, guys, I want you to remember one thing. If you can't make it good, make them big. So I have a 44-inch printer in the garage.
I'm going to remember that.
You should see. You have to go look at his
And the
garage.
curator
before you-
said, I don't know if I believe that story.
I don't know. I like that one.
But that's not his first picture of the bay. He's got another one, and that one's all over town.
All
too.
over
I'll
town.
show you
Yes.
if you
And
come
then
out to my
he's-
studio.
Oh my goodness. And I know you don't sell them for money. You just give them away. You just give them away.
Well, he likes to expose people to fine art.
If you
which is
if you
it's a-
made cookies really good, wouldn't you like to give your friends some cookies?
Well, I can't even imagine the thought of me making a good cookie, so I can't answer that question. I would go buy them in the store and hand them out.
Well, I just if somebody really likes my picture, it makes me feel good to give it to them.
And he gives away mine also. He gives my tomato away. I have to show you my tomato picture.
Oh my goodness. Well, and you have all those lemons outside. I know you give those away. You give everything away. So you two are together every day. Yeah?
Except when I travel, I have traveled without him more than once.
Yeah, but generally you're together every single day and you still just love being together. Because I can see it in your faces.
Oh, we have our ups and downs.
Well, don't we all?
and our ins and outs.
Don't
and
we
our
all?
Sideways and sideways.
Don't we all? But I mean, the love between you is just wonderful. Just wonderful. I mean, I see how polite you are to each other, you know, and you don't take anything for granted. I mean, you still treat her like she's your sweetheart and vice versa. She, you know, earlier went to get you something to drink and a cookie. Who does that? I don't think I'd give my Jeff a cookie ever. And I've known him for, you know, gosh, we're going on 12 years. So, I mean, it's just wonderful. And I thank you so much for sharing your time today. You know, Monte Sereno, Los Gatos, we know your loves, your family, Richard, the scholarships, what you do for people. I mean, it's just endless. And it has been my honor to sit down with you two today. And I may start crying. I may start crying. Is that okay? You got big cleanup. Oh no, I started him again. Oh my gosh, Dena, you want to get in on this too?
No, I don't. I've done my share of
Oh
that.
my God. Oh my goodness. Dena and Joel Gambord, you are a pleasure. And you know, you live in Pebble Beach now, but you're always part of Los Gatos and Monte Sereno.
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
will be. We
And
will be.
We are
And the
so honored to
Kind
have
of from
you.
the moment I knocked on his door or tried to open it up next to the hot dog stand, to get in to see him.
Yes.
The funny thing is, this cousin that kind of
Introduced you in a way, yeah.
She tried to fix me up with him. I can't tell you how many times. And I said, I'm not interested.
Is she still around? Is that cousin still
She's
around?
in
Yes.
Arizona.
Yes.
Okay. And does she say,
And she's 2 years older than I am.
I'm responsible? Does she
Yeah.
take responsibility for this, though? Probably.
No, she doesn't.
What a joy.
She's got enough on her plate.
This is what community storytelling is all about, because as you see from Joel and Dena, the stories, everybody has a story. Maybe not like theirs, But everybody's got a story, and if you have one, I want to sit down with you. I want you to become season 4, part of season 4 for community storytelling. So I'm going to sign off for now until we meet again. Lissa Kreisler, KCAT TV 15.